Okay. Excuse me. But I'm not. Hello, everyone. Last night, I wanted to revisit what Master YongHua was talking about last night. It was very, very fascinating to me because we didn't have enough time to go through it. Last night, he said, everything is okay, I often tell you. Okay? What is troubling you? Okay? This is very, what is the trouble? Okay? You are 愚痴 大家觉得 you are stupid. That's why you feel there's trouble. Okay? And then next one, he says, if you're smart, and this is the Chinese, when he spoke in Chinese, this is very, very precise. That's why it helps understand Chinese a little bit. If you're smart and can see clearly, then then 什么事情 then what ever happens, there is no problem. I will add this for your sake. Whatsoever. That's what he means. Would you like to see it again? Okay? These two slides here in a few sentences, it's a very, very profound Dharma. You lost the title, baby, because another one who came today. Look at him. Okay. He keeps on telling his disciples, in 1971, he says, everything is okay. What is the trouble? He asked them, what is the trouble? You're stupid. That's why you feel there's a problem. Let's make it English instead of Jinglish, shall we? Okay? Let's not trust the Chinese people anymore. Trust the Vietnamese. If there is a problem, is that clear? Make sure you translate this properly. This is how we say it in English. This is what he means. He says, I keep on telling you, everything is okay. What is the trouble? What's troubling you? You're stupid. That's why you feel there is a problem. Okay, and then he says, next, he says, if you're smart, meaning that since we Westerners, we educated people, we are proud of this fact that we're smart, aren't we? A young lady, this young lady is pretty smart herself. She knows she's smart too. Okay? If you're smart and can really can see clearly, then whatever happens, there is no problem whatsoever. Unfortunately, he couldn't put this kind of emphasis in Chinese, but I have to explain it to you in English. And make sure you translate it back into Chinese again properly, to Korean properly, to Vietnamese, whatever language properly, Portuguese, Espanol, whatever. That's it. This is the emphasis of his Dharma. Yes, Chinese person.
Master, can you explain what is the smart or聪明 here? I feel that this is not the worldly definition of smart, like one's intelligence. So
No, it is. Exactly, he says. Did I skip one? Okay. Okay, this slide I don't like, so we're gonna ignore this slide. So we'll concentrate on these two slides here. So he says, when he says, if you're smart and can see clearly, this is referring to us Westerners, his disciples as well. Okay, because we're proud of the fact we're smart. Anyone? Just the two of us. The rest of you, it's not for you. Okay, I'm sorry. It's for smart people only. Okay? So if you're really smart, you're smart and can see clearly. Liao here was not translated originally. What he means that you think of yourself smart, right, baby? Huh? Baby, I'm smart. I'm very smart. Okay? And can see clearly is the emphasis. Being smart is intellectual, but can see clearly is spiritual. It takes both. You cannot be smart alone. This is a problem with worldly people. You are too smart, and you cannot see clearly. This is such a beautiful, such a precise teaching. He looks at you, looks at his disciples, like I'm looking at you right now. He says, if you're really smart and can see clearly, which you can't. So on one side he says, you smart, but then you can't see clearly, therefore you're pretty stupid. That's his style. But he's Chinese, he wouldn't say it. Why is such a silence right now? Are we reflecting, or are you feeling sorry for yourself? Speak. I can't stand this silence. Funny thing is that I often told you everything is okay. What is the trouble? What's troubling you? You're stupid. That's why you feel there's a problem. It's such a powerful statement. And then he contrasts how he said, if you're really smart, just to prove the point, you're really, really smart. What happened to a little girl? You're really, really smart and can see clearly. So, you see, understand? I know you're smart, but you can't see clearly. That's why there's a problem. That's the teaching. Okay, we move on. You're not impressed. Never mind. Another disappointing evening. Lucky for you, I had a good lunch today, so I'm in a good mood. You cannot get me down. Yes, black. Oh, God, colors again. Can we at least change colors? Make it all white, all yellow or something?
Emitofuo Master, the sentence, if you are smart and can see clearly, how can we translate it to Vietnamese? I think it's a very profound teaching, but in the translation it lost. Yeah.
There's a problem in Chinese too, because when he spoke in Chinese, he says 聪明了. Okay, you see, there's no such a word in Chinese as 聪明了, right? Am I right? There's no such a thing. Okay, so I'm surprised that no Chinese ask him, Dharma Master. There's no such a thing as 聪明了. Okay, that's why I took the liberty of adding a translation for you, elaborating for you, because this is a problem with the Chinese language. You guys left too many things unspoken, unclear. Huh, Mama? Okay, GMT.
Master, can we not be smart but see clearly at the same time?
Good question. You're not smart, then you have no business cultivating. Just kidding. Just kidding. Don't get offended. Are you okay, Shorty? Okay. You have to be smart to cultivate. That's what he's implying. He says, I'm not smart. I can see clearly. Can I see clearly? I paraphrase the question again. Can I be not smart, but can I see clearly? Meaning, can I be smart and yet cultivate to the point where I can see clearly? Is it possible? The answer is yes. You don't need to be smart. A lot of monks are pretty stupid. Most of the monks are pretty stupid. They can't make it out there. That's why they became monks. In contrast, most of the nuns are pretty smart. They said, nah, life out there is not that interesting. I'd rather be my own boss and the boss of the monks. Okay? Yeah. So that's the opposite in our world. Most monks are not, they're not that good. Okay? Occasionally you find one like Master YongHua, and then after that, my generation is none. Okay? Hey. to the point. Yes, Green. It's okay, ignore him. It's okay. Yeah.
Master, I
We practicing. We
I think that-
practicing perceiving everything as empty, irrelevant, unimportant, irrelevant. Go ahead.
Master, I think in Chinese this 聪明了 actually contains two words. 聪明 means smart and 明了 means see through. So, yeah. So that's my first thought
Okay,
of that.
that's
聪明
a
了
good
yeah.
point. Uh-huh.
Because 明 is the middle word.
明了 is
Yeah.
a thing, but 聪, so
聪明
yes,
and
okay,
明了.
that helps.
And I have
Okay.
a question, Master.
Very good.
If you can do anything, like under any condition with anybody, but not get afflicted, does that mean you're this 聪明了?
No, your question is nonsense because there's no such a thing where anyone can say, including my teacher, including the Buddha, that you can do anything at any time, anywhere. It's not possible.
Oh, sorry, that's not my question. Maybe I didn't say it in the right way. I mean, if you never get afflicted, by any condition and anybody, not that you can't do anything. I mean, you never get afflicted. Does that mean you are this 聪明了, see through and smart?
No, it's not about
No,
that.
it's not about affliction.
It's about, he's talking about us. He's talking about you. This is why we're here. We're here to talk about you. These instructions are for you, for us. And so this applies to us. Okay? This is where we are. This is who we are right now. Like it or not. We are smart, yes. But we can't see clearly. And that's a problem. It's such a beautiful teaching. It's just so insightful to me.
Master, what is the standard for this sit through? How you know you see through? If you are not afflicted, does that mean you are see through? Or there's any other standard about that?
Okay, we can get to that. You go ahead, you too.
From Brady, Master, isn't Great Master saying to us when he says everything is okay, he means it is all right, keep trying, you will progress?
Yes, very good. Exactly.
From Jesus, I think if we say the reverse order, it can be too very helpful. When we see a problem, it means we are being stupid or we don't see clearly.
Yes, that's also true. Anyone else?
Master, I read in the Earth Door Sutra, Master YongHua said, 我们把事情看得太重. That's all I remember, but I found the English translation. He's saying, why do we have afflictions? It's because you cannot see through and let go of things. You feel some matters are important, and yet some other matters are all the more important. This feeling of importance leads to a kind of attachment. Once there's attachment, afflictions arise. Therefore, as students of the Buddha Dharma, we should be free of attachments. That is any and all attachments.
And who is this?
Master YongHua in the Earth Door Sutra.
It's true, but it's too wordy. Yes, orange.
A Di Đà Phật, dạ thưa thầy, con thường nghe Quý thầy mắng rằng thông minh thì bị thông minh hại. Thì do đó con nghĩ rằng có hai loại thông minh. Một cái thông minh đối đãi so sánh của người thế gian, còn thông minh liễu là cái trí huệ của người đã giác ngộ. A Di Đà Phật.
Emitofuo, Master, I usually hear Venerable scold that you're too smart for your own good. So I think that the smart here in this sentence, thông明了, means that there's two meaning. One thông明, intelligence of the worldly way, and the second thông明了 is preserved for the enlightened being only.
Not quite. You're wrong. I met one of my co-cultivators, which is no longer the case, was a brilliant man, very smart. The smartest man besides Master Shenhua. Okay, so when he learned the Dharma, amazingly he understood to the kind of depth that I couldn't understand. Okay, so there's an advantage to being intelligent. You catch on a lot quicker. Okay, so the question then becomes, what about people who are not that smart? What do we do? Then in that case, it takes us a little bit longer to see things. It takes more repetitions before we can understand. Okay? But if we taught properly, as we improve, we become smarter. That's what happens to us. So that's why you don't need to be smart to cultivate. Because every time you improve, you're smarter and smarter and smarter and smarter. How? What is smart? Please tell me, what is smart to you? You too.
From Sarah B, can't see clearly means no wisdom. At what level can we see things clearly?
Okay, we get to that. What is smart to you? You look at yourself, consider yourself to be pretty smart. Yes? What does it mean to be smart? Chengdu, you hire smart people, don't you? So how do you gauge someone is smart?
We try to test a candidate's ability to figure things out.
Okay,
To
figure
get
things
from-
out, solve problems, okay?
Yeah, problem solving.
Problem solving, yes. Make them think on their feet. Anyone else? What is smart? Why do you think you're smart? Come on, don't pretend you don't think you're not smart. Come on. Come on, baby. Why do you think you're smart? Answer from JMT.
똑똑하다는 것은 본질을 그대로 본다.
Smart means seeing the nature directly.
Close. Very good. She's improving. Anyone else? What's smart? Yes, Green.
Master, smart to me is seeing the true nature of things.
Okay, next. YouTube.
From Sarah B. Fast, understand more.
There are many characteristics of smart. You can define it many things. You talk to the scientists, neurologists, and so forth. I would define smart for you from a Buddhist teaching, if you would. The Master Hsuan Hua used to love to quote. Okay? He says, when you help others and not let them know that you're helping them, you are being virtuous. In the future, you'll be smart. That's what he said, repeatedly. So what does it mean? Why does helping others and yet not let them know you're helping them will make you smarter in the future? Why is that? Yes?
Does that mean that is marklessness? It helps others but don't have any marks there.
Okay. Very simply, because will help you see things that others don't know or cannot see. Does it make sense to you? Smart people can see things that we cannot see, or they can see it, or in other words, they can see it faster than we can. Sounds familiar? Huh? Because some of you, when I talk to you people who think of yourselves as smart, I start talking, telling you things, and yes, it's okay, I got it. Because you think you're smart. So smart, one of the characteristics of being smart is that you see things faster than others. Agree or not? And like a young girl that I was joking, and she's chuckling already before any of you have any reaction. See, see, smart kid. See that? That's smart. So how does improving, if you cross your sit in full lotus, will help you become even smarter, little girl? Okay? How does improving your samadhi level make you smarter? Because I keep on telling you, every time you improve to the next level, your mind is faster. Therefore, you are smarter by definition. And this is a problem with people in the world. They look at smart as something static or incremental. Whereas for us, smart is certainly can grow by leaps and bounds. There's no limits to smarts, folks. That's the difference. You sit in the same meeting with the boss, and the boss trying to tell you about this problem, and you among the people who says, "Oh, I got it." He could tell. He's this kind of person who understands what I want. That's the advantage. YouTube.
From Jesus, does being smart have anything to do with understanding cause and effect?
Part of it. Smart has to do with speed of mind. In a raw form of smart is speed of mind. Processing speed. Also processing capacity. So some people are smart. They can get smarter because they get faster, but their processing capacity doesn't increase that much. So it's slightly smarter, if you will. Okay? But the one thing is obvious to us, okay, that I can talk to you about is that as you improve, you find that you think faster. You can see faster. I'm beginning to go into seeing now. You can see faster. You can understand faster. That's part of being smart. And this is a problem with companies in the world. They ascend because they find smart people who can have a vision, they get there, and then those people stop growing. That's why they can no longer adapt to the changing environment. Therefore, the company dies. Same thing in Buddhism. To train these monks, these sunims, to improve, they get smarter, and they stop improving, and therefore, when the circumstances and needs of the Buddhist disciples evolve, changed, they can no longer adapt to those needs. Therefore, Buddhism shrinks. So for us, in order for us to make Buddhism grow, what do? We make you smarter. Simple formula. Make sense to you or not? Same thing. If you want a company to grow, the reason many companies keep on growing and growing and growing, because they are able to replace themselves with smarter people. Yes, Green.
Thank you, Master. So based on what you just explained to us about smartness, I'm a little bit confused between the differentiation between the smart in Buddhism and the practical smartness out there. So my question is, what is the ultimate foundation of being smart?
Guess what? What is it? It is. Becomes with a V. Vanessa, I mean, virtue. If you're smart and you're not a virtuous person, you will hurt yourself. Because you see so fast. You're so fast compared to everyone around you, you begin to think that you can manipulate them. That's how you hurt yourself. And which is a fallacy. Just because you see others smarter than others, it doesn't mean that there's no one else who can see faster than you. This is why the arrogance is going to hurt them. That's why the foundation has to be virtue. Doesn't matter how smart you are, you should not do unvirtuous things. Continue.
So then how do you explain people who are already born smart?
Most of those people become unvirtuous people. My family is pretty smart. They have PhDs and they're successful businessmen and so forth. They're all pretty smart. Very, very smart, you could say. And they're all very evil. Because we started by manipulating each other, outsmarting each other. Okay? Anyone else? And this is a fallacy of smart people. Smart people need to be restrained by virtuous conduct. Doesn't matter how smart you are. If you're not virtuous, you will shoot yourself in the foot. Guarantee. You don't do that. No matter how smart you are, no matter how right you are, you do not do unvirtuous things. Okay? Because it's a guarantee for your impending failures. Wei Mao.
Master, I was wondering about when you work for a company and you're starting to think faster and your thinking is faster than your supervisors, and you're in a meeting and you have ideas that that supervisor maybe feel threatened by that. I mean, how do you navigate that?
How do you navigate that? I give my ideas to my supervisor. I would drop hints to him because he's or she, him or her, to assuming how smart he is. So I begin to make a case and then I like where you're going. You mean that's, you tell them what you're thinking, where you're going. So are you telling me that, that's where you're going? You give it to him. And he said, wow. This is so good. And you know what? Between parentheses, lots more coming, kiddo. Okay? Where it came from is lots more. And you see, next time, oh wow, here we go again, here you go again. And pretty soon, your boss will catch on. That's when you get promoted. This is how I get promoted. This is how I would get a promotion. Don't fight them. Give it to them. Give it to your peers. Give it to your boss. Give it to your boss's boss. Give to everyone. Because why? Because there's plenty more where it came from. Plenty more. Because I'm going to get smarter. I'm going to get smarter. I'm going to get smarter. How's that? I don't need to steal because I'm going to get smarter. How's that for people power? Oh, excuse me. Huh? I have so much more to offer you. You just wait and see, because I'll keep on improving and improving and improving. That's how I'm going to make it happen. Anyone else? This is it? That's all the problem you have? You see, this is consistent in what we do in our practice. We give. We are not afraid. We don't need to get credit. We don't need to claim credit. Why? Because we're so darn good. Because we have so much to offer. We have so much more to offer. It doesn't matter. We can give it to you. Here, have some more. Take more. YouTube.
From WMT Apple, in Buddhist history, there was a very smart monk lacking in virtue. Then he was born again in the Buddha's time as a person who cannot remember anything. Joli Panto.
Yeah. And then he became enlightened, then he became very smart. I rest my case. Anyone else? So I'm telling you, do not think that what we do here in the temple, in your personal practice every day, is meaningless to society. You're making a difference. So far, we just talked about being smart. I'm only relating to you at the worldly level where they measure everything, they measure us. We get measured by how smart we are. We get hired because we are smart and we have the potential to contribute more to the company. Okay? So that's why we are contributing. We will continue to grow ourselves. Yes. Small people, but you have to raise your hand, son. I mean, you're so small and you don't raise your hand. How am I supposed to know?
Well, I'm not asking a question. That's the thing. No thanks.
So we were, Ty got really afflicted by his brother today. So we were driving here and Master was saying everything's okay. And he was saying everything's not okay. My brother is, why he cannot be kinder to me? Why he's so mean to me? And he was crying and crying. and this guy is laughing, so Ty gets even more upset.
And you know, Xiao Tai, in Buddhism we have a saying. In that case, Kai is your good knowing advisor. And that too. Yeah. You are each other's good knowing advisor. Anything else? No, think it's a good point. Think about it. Why do you have to learn from only people who are smarter than us? You can learn from people who are more stupid than we are, definitely. If you're that smart or wise. Anyone else? Okay? So that's why he says, you pride yourselves on being smart, okay? But, what's implied here, but you cannot see clearly. What does it mean, 明了? What does it mean to see clearly? Mm-hmm. To see clearly, it means to have wisdom. When in Chinese, when they said, look for a bright-eyed teacher, okay? 明眼 是 a teacher who has bright eyes. And he used to bother me. Can you folks please explain what is it? Does it mean his eyes are shine or what? Or the white is so white? Huh? Does it mean that people whose pupil are lighter color, does it mean they're brighter than we are? Huh? Bright-eyed teacher is the same kind of concept where you see things clearly, okay? That means that you have wisdom. Why is it wisdom? Let me give you an example. A stupid person, which is not the case of any of you, clearly. Okay? When they have a problem, okay? And again, I'm not looking at any of you in particular. Please don't get offended, okay? Xian Chun, are you there? Okay. So, a stupid person sees a problem, and what happens? Okay, a stupid person sees a problem. You see how beautiful it is, how complete the picture is painting. You see, we started by the back, at the back, okay? Actually, it's connected to the front. He says, you stupid, that's why you see a problem. So that's why I'm going back to that thing. He said, you have a problem, okay? You see a problem, okay? And so according to this, you're stupid. What does it mean? It means that you have no wisdom. Okay? You can't see things clearly. What does it mean? Can you be more specific? JC.
죄송합니다. 지금 이쪽 관련 없는 질문을 조금 이따가 드려도 될까요?
Sorry, Master. This question is not related to this subject, so maybe I'll ask a little bit later. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you. Thank you. I'm slow, so you don't want to confuse me. Okay, I'm not that smart. Okay, so this person is afflicted. According to here, Master Shira says, if you have a problem, okay, you see a problem that afflicts you, it's because you're stupid. All right? You stupid means that you choose the opposite of 有智慧, meaning that you have wisdom, right? You see my reasoning? Okay, so you are stupid because you have no wisdom. All right? So then a person with wisdom would not get afflicted, would not see a problem. Why not? Why is it called wisdom? Because they see, they understand why. If you can see why, you can understand why, then you say, oh, well, of course. If the kid's screaming at his top of his lungs, you come, why are you screaming? Come on, and slap him a few times. He likes it. You see that? That's what people do when they're afflicted, because they see a problem. But if you see the kid screaming and realize he's sitting actually on a nail, what would you do? You would laugh and say, don't move, son. There's no problem. You understand? A little bit cruel, but you know. Okay. It's a problem to him, but not a problem for you. He's no longer laughing. Because now he knows he's being made fun of. The boy is so sharp. Kids act instinctively, you know. And that's what I find it to be the case. You see that? So you understand now? He says, let me tell you, if you see a problem, it's only because you're stupid, no wisdom. On the other hand, you people are so smart, okay? But you can't see clearly. That's why you have a problem. Isn't it beautiful the way he taught his disciples? This is in 1971. And so I thought about this. I was meditating this afternoon, not knowing what I'm going to talk about. Okay, I said, will my voice, make me look bad again? And my disciple would call in, text in, and said, "That's okay. He sounds so hoarse. Is he sick or something?" And my answer is, "No, I'm not sick. It's called karmic obstructions. And I take it like a man." So I did not know what to say, what to talk about. And I thought about this thing here, this everything is okay. And I was wondering, Why was he saying that? This is such an advanced Dharma. Why was he speaking like that? In 1971, very early on. For a person like Master YongHua to speak Dharma like this, okay, it's for two reasons. Number one, he speaks from experience. He says, this is how I want you to know what life is about, cultivation is about. Cultivation is about for you to understand one day that everything is okay. Everything. Right now looks pretty bad, but eventually it will be better. Right now it's pretty good, okay? Don't gloat, okay? So he says, my experience, he says, is that everything is okay. So this is what he was teaching his disciples. This is what the teachers are supposed to do. They're supposed, like the Buddha. The Buddha says, you should not kill, because I know my wisdom, my experience tells me when you kill, if you kill, you'll get in trouble. You didn't know, no one told you, your mom never told you, your dad never told you. I'm going to have to tell you, don't kill. It will bring on calamities for you. Calamities. That's wisdom. So similarly, Master YongHua says, I don't have the Buddha's wisdom, but I can tell you this. Everything is okay for me. Okay, that's reason number one. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to share you with us their wisdom, their life lessons, very much like we share our life lessons with our children and grandchildren and so forth. Okay? And that's the reason number one. Reason number two is to plant the seeds. For you, it's like, oh, me. I'm gonna, have a good life. I'm gonna be successful, and and get what I want, so forth. And you don't ever plan for your futures, your future lives. In particular, you totally ignore your future lives. You can plan for your future after you, with your investments in education, in training, and so forth, hard work and so forth. But that's as far as you can see. You cannot see beyond that, beyond your death. Okay? So someone has to tell you. You can't see clearly. And so reason number two for him is that I want to teach you. I want to teach you students that you too can be like me. That's important to him. Okay? And so in 1971, this is 1971, around that time frame, when he started teaching maybe within the last 5 years. He started having students becoming monks and nuns. And they became fully ordained and so forth. And so he's pretty encouraged. So he says, maybe I try this on you, see if you can make it. You can see what I can see. Okay? So my point being that he saw that his students were growing, were improving, were impressive. Okay? And that's why he was encouraged. So he said, you know, you there, you are where you are right now is pretty impressive, but you can't see clearly yet because you still have problems. But I'm telling you this so that maybe in the future you see no more problems. This is for you, for your sake, not about me. This is what he set as a standard for a Mahayana teacher. And it turns out he saw potential, but looking at it, the end results, it turns out it's not it's not very successful. But so what? There's future lives. So we think very long term. You know, that your companies need to show return on your investments so that they get compensated, they get rich. But for us, the investment spans lifespans. And guess what? The person who plans the longest will succeed. If they can see that long, you will succeed. And that's wisdom. So what's the point here? If you're afflicted, it's only because you don't know why there's a problem. If you understand the source of why, you will not be afflicted. You'll be able to fix it. Yes.
Hello. Yeah, this is working. The question is, how do we apply this understanding? I think previously I thought that we're not supposed to ask why, because things happen for a reason, but we don't really know yet. And then instead of asking why, we should be focus on dropping it. Right, and that's the way to not getting afflicted.
You see a problem. How do you know there's a problem? Because you're afflicted. No? How do you know there's a problem? Is it like, let me see, what are the criteria for problems again? Very simple. You have a problem because you don't like it, or you like it too much. Is it clear? You're afflicted. We call it affliction. Okay? You hate it or you like it. Okay? That's an affliction. You don't care. It's even a worse affliction. At least you hate it or you like it. I can work with that. You don't care. That's when. Okay? So far, so good? Okay. So you're afflicted. Yes? But Master Hsuan says, but there's no problem. Question is, do you believe? I cannot tell you that because you say, of course, I don't believe you. Okay? That's why I said I'm quoting Master Hsuan only tonight. Okay? Master Hsuan says, listen, there's no problem. Everything is okay. Okay? It's no problem. He said, but. Yes. Xiao Tai says, my brother, I'm so nice to him. Hey. Okay? So what to do? What do you do? What can you do? You do what you've been doing, which is to... You don't know. This is why...
I do not know, and I have 2 microphones.
I just told you, the boy has been doing it right, but you don't get it. You adults don't get his wisdom. He's been enduring it. Because if you endure it long enough, you will understand why. Because you endure the screaming, for example, and the crying, you say, cool as a cucumber. Eventually he's going to... And you say, I don't understand you. What is that? I can't hear you. and Xiao Kai keeps on screaming, and someone, as if someone is trying to kill him. He's dying or something. Eventually, he's something underneath my butt. I said, oh, there's a nail underneath your butt. See that? So you endure the screaming, you endure the nonsense. Eventually, in time, you understand why he is afflicted. You should not be concentrating on your affliction, you should be looking at his affliction. And if you cannot do that, then endure it. Then one day you'll be able to not be afflicted by him anymore. Then you have a chance to see clearer. That's what Master YongHua had to do. Question from JC.
한글 유튜브에 올라온 강민성님 질문입니다. 영화 선사님 안녕하세요. 제가 수행을 하면서 더 나아진 사람이 되고 있는지 어떻게 알 수 있을까요?
This question is from Korean YouTube. This is Kang Min-seok. He's the senior college student. Hi, Master. As I cultivate, how do I know if I am becoming a better person? Thank you.
It depends on what you're cultivating. Our cultivation is predicated upon you becoming a better person. If you don't become a better person, then you cannot cultivate with us. In particular, if I teach you all these skills for you to go out and harm people and oppress people and suppress people, you probably won't last very long. I will encourage you to leave, because that's not what we are about. Okay, so take the example that the boy who's fighting his brother, who resents his brother. Okay, what does it mean to endure? Eventually, he'll learn. Just like you, when you learn to endure more and more, is that you understand that no matter what happens, you do nothing. 无作. That is wisdom. You see the question of Mary Jo earlier, he says, I see faster than my boss, and if I keep on telling her I'm smarter than her, I'm going to be in trouble. And I said, in that case, then don't show you smarter than her. Show that she's smarter herself. That's called 无作. You don't do what you want to do. You do what she wants to do. And Xiao Kai doesn't understand, but Xiao Tai should be better. He says, I will endure. Because to endure is to let him get what he wants. I do nothing. Let him do. Let him get what he wants. I will not fight. I will simply endure. And that is Chan. It's not crossing your legs, people. And I look at this face, oh yeah, is that right? No full lotus. And Vanessa says, I knew it all along. Never really bought into these Buddhist things. You know? It's about you understanding what to do. And these trainings, the full lotus training and the Chan training, to help you understand, develop that skill. Wei Mao.
Master, is there a difference between do nothing, wu zao, and ignoring it?
Is there a difference between doing nothing and ignoring it? For me, it's the same. When I see the boy sitting on a nail and screaming his heart out and so forth, I do nothing. You could call ignoring it. Okay, but for most people, to ignore is to be stupid. What's the matter with you? Someone has a problem. How can you ignore it? What kind of person are you? You practice Chan, you say, I'm a Buddhist, I'm a Catholic, I'm a Muslim, I'm a good person. But when someone has a problem, you say, oh, good luck to you, huh? Good luck to you. Then you're Whatever you're learning, whatever you're practicing is absolutely useless. Anything else? Okay, so if you can see clearly, do you understand the expression now? Minh liao, to see clearly, to see why, to see the connection about what causes problem. Or even you're wiser, you see before that, the cause of this problem, and then the cause of that cause, and the cause of that cause. That's the Buddhist level. That is called wisdom. Fantastic. That's Buddhism. That's Mahayana for you. And Master Shihua says, that's me. I can see things, I can see clearly. Not me, but he says, I'm Shenhua, I can see it clearly. And that's an incredible gift. You ingrates. And just like his disciple, they listen to this and guess what? They say, yeah. They didn't get it. You see, the Chinese, look at that, it's only a couple of sentences, and that's why they didn't get this, the meaning of this profound Mahayana teaching. We break it down in English so that we spell it out for you. Okay, actually it's more to this, but I chose to explain it this way for you to appreciate the depth of this teaching. So that when you get there yourself, you see there's more. But what happened with the Chinese is that they go through this, they don't understand what he meant. And this is why Chinese Buddhism is dying, because they don't appreciate it. They don't appreciate the beautiful teaching here. I can tell you that with the Chan training, with the Mahayana training, in the future, a very near future, your generation, third generation, unlike his disciples, will be smart and will see clearly. Okay, let's go see the lights. Look at that. Oh my God. So what's the hurry, right? We'll be there. YouTube question.
From Sophia Gu, Master, on the topic of helping others, what kind of help is considered to be meddling and not advisable? I often get confused about this and not sure when I should help without causing more trouble.
You're not sure? Ask your teacher. That's how you understand eventually. This is why there's an advantage for you to be able to ask questions, because the question will help us clarify things for you. Of course, if you look at the teaching, it has could be misinterpreted. It's quite often misinterpreted. And that's why we encourage you to ask questions. This is why it's appalling to me that, and this is probably Master Hsuan Hua's fault, that he didn't ask them to ask more questions. Maybe it's a Chinese culture, but we don't have that kind of constraint here in our times. Our times we encourage you to ask questions. More, the better. Okay? And so you're not sure, ask questions. Okay? Eventually, you can see clearer. You don't see clearly, that's why you should ask questions. Then you find out. A lot of people say, but I don't want to, I'm new, I don't know if, I don't want to ask stupid questions and waste people's time. Not at all. You never waste people's time. You should rest assured that the time will not be wasted. You see? Yes, yellow.
Emitofuo Master. I have a question that how can we help our family when they are pretty smart, but they don't see clearly, or maybe they lack virtue, so it doesn't end very well to them, or they are very afflicted. In my case, in my family, my sister are very smart, but they cannot hold their job very long because they see much faster than their supervisors, their boss, and sometimes they work much harder than their teammates, and they see flaw in others, and they end up changing job very often. And after a while, they end up start their own business and very successful in that. But the more successful they are, the more afflicted they become, and it's very painful to see that. But it's hard. We don't know how to help them. So, well, I'd like to ask you your advice how to help them.
Sometimes you can't help the way you want to. Sometimes you want to see results right away, but you can't. Doesn't mean you're not helping. The thought of trying to help them is helping already. When you said, I want to help you become less of such an unpleasant person, female, you know what I mean? Okay? That thought right there is actually helping already, because it planted seeds in her consciousness. Okay, but unfortunately, sometimes you can't help in one lifetime, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 10, maybe more, depending on the many factors. Okay. But all we can do is plant the seeds of help, and eventually down the road they will get it. Contrast that with the demons, where it's virtually impossible to help them. Okay, because they're bent upon destroying us. And this is the mission in life, is to destroy us. And that's demonic. So they're going to be like that until they die. So we can't really help them. That's the extreme. Okay, there's not a whole lot we can do. Okay, So that's why there's things called the hells, so that we send the demons to the hells so that they remember the pain a little bit. Okay? That's why the hells are there for a reason. Remember when they go to the hells, they say, oh, this is why I'm going to the hells. So that's one thing, again, is we try to help because we see the suffering. So that's a good thing to do. And number two, if you wish to see things sooner, then it takes two things. Number one, the amount of blessings they have. Okay, look, you know, each of us is like a piece of land we own, like our house, our property. And we plant things there. We plant flowers, we plant some vegetables, and so forth, okay? We grow things, okay, the way we want, okay? And so for us to get good benefits of our assets, okay, it requires growing things, good things to grow out of it. Okay, so that's why you need to have the blessings, which are the seeds of the good things that will grow out of it. Okay, and what else? It also needs our efforts. We need to do good things. We cannot, you cannot throw good seeds in there and then your sister keeps on destroying them. Okay, so it takes two, you see. So sometimes all we can do is plant the seeds and more seeds to the point where they can destroy those seeds all they want, but they still outnumber the evil seeds. Okay, and eventually down the road, one day, the sister will come across someone who had prior conditions with her and says, my son needs surgery. Will you help? But for some reason, she says, okay, I help you. Only because in a prior life she owes that person. Because of that good deed, that's when the good seeds now can grow. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's beyond our control. All we can do is to help them plant blessings and pray to God that, someday they do something good with their lives. And it's going to happen. They do something good because they have to pay back. Okay? So every time you make a donation to my disciples, in the future, they have to do something good to pay back. Ching! Isn't it wonderful? We win ultimately because it turns out you have so many good deeds already, including the demons. Okay? My own mother is a high-level demon, heavily demon. Okay? And she's rotting in the hells right now. Okay? Before the good deeds that she did as a disciple of Master YongHua, she'll go to the Pure Land. That's why let her suffer a little. It's okay. You see? We're not even afraid of demons. Go ahead. Do your thing. Because we have the last laugh. The demons themselves don't realize they do evil things, but they also occasionally do good things. That's what can save them. So that's why only stupid monks and nuns would try to destroy the demons, would try to attack others, to harm others. Shame on you. YouTube question.
From Sophia Gu, thank you, Master. I wanted to ask about whether it's okay if I teach my grandma about half lotus and how to focus on her dantian to meditate. She's in China, but she has obstructions in attending the Chinese online meditation class from your temple. I talked her into meditating because she wanted to try and improve her health, and I ended up showing her the basics. I can't help but think I've made a mistake and meddled, but I care deeply for my grandma because she's a really good person and she's finally showing some interest in Buddhism.
Who is this?
Sophia Gu.
That's what I thought. Is this the girl from the girl down under? Yeah, you can teach her. How old is your grandma? Wait a little bit. We can talk about what you can do comes 9 o'clock. I'm told there's some sort of events at 9 o'clock, so we'll not go beyond past 9 o'clock, okay? Don't worry. We might even end earlier, sooner, before 9 o'clock. And the children are anxiously waiting.
She's turning 82 years old.
Okay. It sounds like she's in bad health. So what you ought to do is, instead of trying to teach her half lotus, which is could be very uncomfortable for her, I would not even do that. I would let her be. Okay. She's suffering right now, so if possible, talk to her more, connect with her more, show you care. Sophia, when you get to be 82, then you realize one thing, that no one cares for you anymore. Everyone can't wait for you to go away. You're such a burden. Okay? So, and you should do the exact opposite. You should care, call her, talk to her, go see her if possible. Show to her you care, and that means a lot more than being healthy. That's what makes her feel better. The being in good health is probably too late for her, because at 82 and not being good health, and she's now, for her to learn new skill is too much. Therefore, I would try to make her comfortable. I would try to comfort her here and here instead of torturing her body. Because that's what we do. In our training, we torture you. Okay? Excuse me? So for old people, that's too much. if not for most old people, it's just way too much for them. So unfortunately, that's how we train our people, because we find that it works much better, faster for everyone. So in her case, or grandma's case, I would spend quality time with her and comfort her and just talk to her. And then I would plan for the next step, meaning rebirth of the Pure Land. That's the most important thing for your grandma right now. Okay? That's how you can really help. In other words, because you have limited resources, you want to invest in something that makes the biggest impact instead of wishful thinking and getting so afflicted because you're stupid. That's why you have a problem. Okay? If you're smart and see things more clearly, then let her suffer. Because if she's not in good health right now, it's too late, and there's not a whole lot she can do for herself. Okay, so the best thing for her is to start over. And the best place, of course, is the Pure Land. Okay? And with that, since Sophia is a very special person, ting, and poor on top of it, seems like that's all we have. Only the desperate and the lonely would come to us. Or we make an exception for her because she's been with us and trying very hard. I will allow you to request a pre-49 day for your grandma and put it on credit until you're able to pay for it. Okay? No interest accrued. So that's how you take care of your grandma. And just spend time with her, you know, eventually. With a kind of heart like that and be able to do good things, your life will improve and eventually you become a better person. YouTube question.
From Sophia Gu, thank you, Master. I will listen to your instructions.
Okay, any other questions? No more? Sure? Last chance. Going once. Okay. Off.
One more.
One more.
From Sophia Gu, thank you so much, Master. It means a lot to me. I will definitely pay you back once I graduate and get a job.
Okay, deal. And if you happen to be poorer, next lifetime is okay too. Don't put so much pressure on yourself. We are used to being poor, okay? So it doesn't make much difference. Your money won't make much difference. Trust me. Okay? Thank you, everyone, and see you next time.